Hey there, I'm Brad Barton and welcome to 1.21 Geekawatts, an extremely low-tech look at the 1.21 most interesting stories in geek pop culture. Today, I am joining you today from the Swan Hotel at Walt Disney World, which explains only partially the weird light emanating from beneath my head. Something magical is happening behind my back, but I'm not going to tell you about that. But let's talk about the news. Big news on the comic book movie front. Fox has given the long-rumored Deadpool movie a release date. February 12th, 2016 will be the day that the Merc with a Mouth graces the big screen. I will admit I never thought this was going to happen. I thought we were just going to talk about this movie forever, and it was never going to occur, but now it is. A quick review for those of you unfamiliar with the character of Deadpool. He is a very popular Marvel Comics character who was introduced in the Mutant books in the early 90s. He's got a super accelerated healing healing powers. He's an assassin. He's very talkative. He's a little crazy, and he's a character who breaks the fourth wall in comic books, which always results in a pretty interesting read when you're reading a Deadpool comic. He was portrayed by Ryan Reynolds in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and it is assumed that Reynolds will play the character again in this standalone film, although no deal is in place just yet. But honestly, there's not a day that goes by that someone doesn't ask Reynolds whether a Deadpool movie is coming. If you see interviews with Reynolds all the time, he's making comments about like, well, I don't know, and maybe it's going to happen. And curiously, back in July, some test footage was circulating on the internet of a Deadpool action sequence before 20th Century Fox pulled it down. But the positive response to that footage, when it was still floating around and accessible, was so overwhelmingly positive that it clearly may have convinced the powers that be that the fanboys really want this movie. So it looks like it is finally coming. Amazing. Another movie that fans would like to see happen is a sequel to Dredd, based on the Judge Dredd film that Karl Urban starred in 2012. Dredd the Musical is currently online. If you track it down on YouTube or any other sources, this is a plea, if you will, to the studios by composers John and Al Kaplan, where they have edited together footage from the movies, and they have performed an original song with sound-alike musical performances imitating both Karl Urban's gravelly Judge Dredd voice as well as Sylvester Stallone's voice, since, of course, he played the character first in 1995. I will try to make sure that we get a link up to that video on the 1.21 Geekawatts Facebook page, because it is really something to behold, and it is certainly another direction that fans might choose to go in to really make a case for a movie they think needs to be seen on the big screen. You know what, let's return to Deadpool for today's trivia question. Before I danced around the fact and the actual title in which Deadpool first appeared, for today's trivia question, I want you to name the comic book series in which Deadpool made his debut. The answer to Wednesday's trivia question was David Bowie, and the first person with the correct response was Parachute Walker on YouTube. Congratulations, Mr. or Ms. Walker. You win this. This is a soap from my hotel room, but it's shaped like a leaf, which means that they're environmentally friendly or something like that. I don't know. It's soap from the Swan. That's all I can tell you. Hey everyone, thank you so much for nerding out with me. I always appreciate the chance to geek out with you. If you enjoyed this free bite-sized chunk of geekitude, please do share it with a nerdy friend and help spread the word. You can like the 1.21 Geekawatts Facebook page if you would like. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel if that's where you're in fact watching this video and never miss a nerdy second. You can leave me a message on the comment section attached to this video or over on the Facebook page. But by all means, oh my gosh, if there's one thing that you do, it's to come back on Monday for more 1.21 Geekawatts. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.